Richard?
Well, I was
You.
I was on when we were again. This came quite late, and I had a bee in my bonnet about wanting something very guitar riffy and quite dark. I felt the record lacked that, and we had to go at writing a few things. We had a song called White Widow, which we kind of which I felt was in that kind of vein, but it wasn't quite hitting the spot.
Well, we used a bit of that at the start of As One, didn't we?
We took the riff that I'd written for that and put it at the start of As One because I thought it seemed to work really well as an opening statement. But Don't Be Afraid was one that it ticked enough boxes for me. I really loved the song when we'd written it, and it gave me that feeling that I wanted from the record. You know, that flavour, that spice. And I think again it was Alan did such a good job recording it that when we all heard the finished version, it was no longer in contention. This has definitely got to be on the record.
Yeah, it grew and grew, didn't it? It sort of started off as like, is this going to good enough for the record? And then it sort of, as we rehearsed it more and as we played it in the studio, it sort of really earned its place.
Yeah, you came up with the melody, didn't you? And you weren't really convinced about it.
Yeah,
but we were kind of like, this is going to
is
going to work, and you went, okay then.
I always felt when I first heard it, it's one of those things that it's really easy when you listen to things to just hear them as music, or music and a vocal line, and not listen to it as a listener. You know what I mean? Because you're kind of taking it apart and thinking about it. And this was the one that I kind of, when I listened to it as a listener, the sentiment of it and the feeling of it, I thought was really important. I always thought when I heard it, people are going to love this, and it's often you don't make the decisions that way. It's kind of what you like. But I can remember saying to you, just the title and the sentiment of it and the riff, it's just enough. You know what I mean? It's going to. There's a certain kind of Suede person. It's just going to hit hard, But it was definitely one that really got improved in the studio. Because that riff just became kind of like the centerpiece of it. That's almost the chorus to me. You know.
Yeah, it's a real bookends the song, and it's like a theme. We sort of write together now. You know, all the best work comes when we kind of sit down together and come up with and bounce ideas off each other. And writing used to happen separately back in the 90s.
Yeah, and that's kind of like it's not the normal way bands go, isn't it? They normally kind of like sit together and kind of come up with ideas and then drift apart and kind of come up with these things. But we've kind of done the opposite and come together and kind of sit around in a room, brainstorm kind of like ideas.
Yeah, when we actually started writing for Bloodsports back in 2011, it was the old pattern. We were kind of demoing at home, coming up with fully formed ideas at home, and then kind of delivering them to the band and delivering them to Brett, you know, and it wasn't yielding the best results. So we kind of, there was an evolution that was necessary into us all becoming perhaps a bit less precious about ideas as they occur, and actually sort of almost doing live punditry. You know, what do you think about this? No, okay, you know, and it's like, you know, that without any kind of, without being precious about it at all. And I think you know, on Bloodsports, that's how we got the best stuff written, and that's, you know, and that's continuing now. Yeah.